on, Simmons, you said no work today. Let's get your pale ass legs and go to the beach.
Welcome back, Autobots, Decepticons, and everything in between to another awesome Transformers video. And in today's, I'm going to be talking about a very strange thing that happened in Transformers The Last Night. That, of course, being Topspin having Leadfoot's head in the film. Now, when The Last Night first dropped in theaters, many fans were arguably confused about this, myself included. And since the film had several modified reused models of previous characters that were meant to be brand new characters, a lot of fans came to the conclusion that this bot wasn't Topspin, but instead was a brand new character created for the film, especially since in the film's credits, this robot was credited as Volleybot. However, almost 3 months after the film came out, Paramount held a March Madness-style bracket tournament on TransformersMovie.com, pitting various Transformers from each of the films against each other. Topspin was part of this bracket, and was credited as appearing in both Dark of the Moon and The Last Night, which officially confirmed that Volleybot wasn't a brand new character, but in fact was Topspin. After this news broke, many fans started to rationalize how in the world Topspin got Leadfoot's head. And the in-universe explanation the majority of fans came to is that Topspin changed the way his head looked in order to honor Leadfoot after he was hunted down by the CIA unit Cemetery Wind and Lockdown. Now, this is the in-universe explanation I stand by. However, something you might be wondering is how in the world Topspin was able to completely change the way his head looked. And well, all Cybertronians have the ability to change the way any part of their body looks. For example, Optimus Prime was able to overhaul the way his body looked, since in Age of Extinction he made himself look like a knight, and one of the aspects he changed was his iconic face. Another example of this would of course be Barricade, since in The Last Night he gave himself a complete makeover, to the point that he could be mistaken for a different character. Now, I can already hear some of you guys saying, "Theory Miss, these are just examples of characters changing their appearance, not transforming themselves to look like another character." And well, that is a valid point to make. However, we know Cybertronians can change their appearance to look like another character, since in Transformers Dark of the Moon, Laserbeak was able to shapeshift his body to look like Bumblebee, in order to gain Madeline Singer's trust. So, as you guys can see, Cybertronians can indeed alter their bodies and faces in order to appear like other characters. However, now the question is, why did the filmmakers do this? And well, a popular theory I see floating around is that since Topspin had no dialogue in Dark of the Moon, his mouth was never rigged to speak. Therefore, the filmmakers swapped out his head for Leadfoot's, since Leadfoot's was rigged to speak. Now, on paper this seems plausible, since we never got a clear shot of Topspin's face in the film. However, this theory starts to fall apart when we look at Topspin's promotional renders, and as we can see, his mouth is open in each of them. Now, though we can see his mouth open, it doesn't 100% prove that he has a rig for his mouth. So in order to get to the bottom of this, I interviewed Sean Stevenson, a former ILM 3D modeler who was most famous for modeling Sentinel Prime and Topspin. Here's what he had to say about the matter. Do you remember specifically if he had a physical rig just to speak? I assume he would.
Yes, yeah, you have to. Yeah, especially with him, because I don't remember, but his lips are very segmented. They actually made of separate pieces, quite a lot of pieces. So just to have those moving, yeah, it has to have a proper facial rig. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's kind of.
And even for the eyes, the eyes that are moving, like there's a lot of stuff. The facial rig is more important in a lot of ways than the body rig. It's where you look, right? So yeah, there was a lot of work went into that. I'm not a rigger, so I didn't do it, but yeah, there was a full rig for, I think, for all of the Transformers. Honestly, maybe not for Topspin. I'm not that familiar with that one, but I'm assuming most of them had a full rig. But yeah, if it was known that he wasn't going to speak, then I can imagine you would take shortcuts there.
Now, though this doesn't 100% confirm that Topspin's mouth had a rig, since Stevenson did not create the physical rig himself, his testimony strongly suggests that a proper face rig was necessary for Topspin. So then if Topspin did in fact have a facial rig, why did the filmmaker swap out his head for Leadfoot's in Transformers The Last Night? And well, unfortunately, we don't have an official answer to this at this time. However, I do plan to hunt down the official answer, but it's going to take me some time since there are around 100 modelers who worked on The Last Night. and it's not guaranteed that all of them will be available for interviews. But to give you guys my best guess as to why the filmmakers did this, personally, I believe that when Volleybot was created, he was meant to be a brand new character. However, since he was only going to appear in a few short scenes, the filmmakers didn't want to make a brand new CGI model for him, and instead reused Topspin's body and Leadfoot's head in order to make Volleybot, which can explain why he was credited as Volleybot in the film. However, when the fan poll came out, Paramount retconned Volleybot into Topspin, potentially due to all the confusion fans had about this character. But that's just my theory as to why the filmmakers did this. Do you think I'm close, or do you have a completely different theory? Feel free to let me know in the comments below.